Welcome into discussion today. Your latest 820 500 seconds of resilience. This urgency meeting is meant to remind myself, hopefully to guide you on this new day, this now day, of the importance of refreshing our perspective, even not enhancing them, just reminders, because today is different from yesterday. We have no idea what that thing called tomorrow might be. All we have in every new day, every now day, is being present to produce and construct our approach from our presence. Today's topic is called Observe and Choose Your Friends Wisely. I am today revisiting that definition of friend again. If you can recall, in earlier podcasts, I was on a way other side of the spectrum about those terms, friend and love, being used way too loosely. Like loving everyone that I was re-educated by my son about. So I fixed that problem. On the term friend, I was hoping that my son also give me the guidance on if love everyone is the no way to, accept the love that I already have in me, to share it. I was thinking that maybe we could say, yeah, friend, same thing, Dad. And he told me, no, sir. Dad, friend is a lot harder than loving everyone. So even also recently, a dear friend of mine, her name is Gina, asked me about the friend discussion and definition that I've shared in the previous podcast episodes. I had made a statement about how I feel, again, the term friend gets bounced around way too freely nowadays. I was saying that when you correlate followers and listeners and subscribers to your page or website or your message, and those automatically become friends, I think, again, that is a loose definition. I respect that, but I also observe that as a bit disrespectful to the term friend. Now, my definition of friend by no means represents the final answer for you or to myself. Initially, I'd put forth this discussion and definition. I said a friend is someone that you have shared trauma with or have shared experiences with in over a significant period of time. A definition, and at the same time, is not super definite or clear. I'm saying that to mean that said friend would have to agree to that said trauma, that said experience, and that said duration to then consummate that friendship. In some ways, those two friends would just know that those preconditions, they exist already, and those two friends would need no further explanation or examination. I guess I just wanted to redefine the term because I saw the word losing value as it's used more and more today. Hey, I know it's just something that interests me, and at my core, maybe my mind, diverges from my heart and wanders around a subject too many times. And hey, you can sue me for that, but it's just an honest observation, trying to put my heart around as well as my head around. But after having that wonderful conversation with my friend Gina, share for me another step in the process of developing a friend. As I said, the shared or common trauma or shared and common experience in a certain period of time for those first two things. But that additional step she was offering would be another word: trust. Trust. As I mentioned a few moments ago, in some way, true friends don't need to examine their connection. They innately know their shared trauma, their shared experiences, and they have established that trust as well. But as much as I am loath to present definitive answers or steps that you should take on your journey, I'll go a bit off course today. I have to adjust that definition of friend and describe a quasi-sequence for that to get established. The new definition for developing a friend: a common trauma, a common experience over a common period of time, and in that order of development, that becomes trust. Let me say that again. My new definition today for developing a friend or friendship: it requires, in this sequence, a common trauma, a common experience over a common period of time with that person, and those three initial steps evolves into trust. So instead of a shared trauma and experience and time, perhaps a common lens and conditions like that can put more structure around that term that shows and means something near and dear to each heart of each friend. Not as a throwaway or transient term like colleague or coworker or that guy. Friend means a lot to me. Perhaps I have very few instead of many, and that's okay with me. I cannot answer that for them, the ones that I consider my friends, but I feel and sense that they see me in a common way. In case you ever did wonder about what friend really means, consider applying your own definition to those around you. Make sure you have and receive more deposits than withdrawals from your bank of friends. More of this definition of friend: deposits and withdrawals. More deposits than withdrawals from your best bank of energy, from where you produce every moment, every day from your presence. More deposits than withdrawals to your presence. That's a term that could be perceived as a strict loyalty towards friendship, but also is a two-way street. To be consistent without script, without expectation, but with fully intention of sharing your best for your potential friends' best. Being consistent without script, being consistent without expectation, with a full intention of sharing your best for your potential friends' best. Never for competition, or from control, or for comparison or competition. When you look at your balance, your bank of friendship balance, and you see way too many insufficient funds and your best bank of energy is being depleted, you might want to look at those investments and those expenditures. You cannot produce from deficiencies. I think about abundance of plenty all around me and all around you that you've already created, yet we found ourselves in deficiency of our best day, our best moment. But how is that? I'm not sure how that is. Just remember, pay attention. As they said back in the day, mid-70s, free speech is too high. But that attention interest gains value, or it grows in quality, if not quantity. That is your measure for success, but more importantly, as a measure for progress, not just success. Make your own deposits into your bank of energy. Those words are positive and love and yes. Very simple. Even if those deposits you make every day are pennies. But every positive deposit of a nickel or crypto, if you were depositing the good to yourself, that builds up your value and your energy, and then you can share it with others. Maybe even more simply, friend is the balance of trust. Positive, negative, or in an overdraft status. Let me say this in closing. Check your balances. As always, stay present, stay current. It's always 820.